Hello and welcome to this e-training module where we're going to continue to look at the spatial model editor and building basic spatial models for GIS analysis. In a previous e-training module, we built a very simple spatial model which we saved called Burn-in GMDX as the name of the spatial model. I've reopened it here into the spatial model editor. And what we're going to do is extend that existing model. The model that we created previously basically took a Landcover classification at 15 meter pixel resolution, a raster input, and a vector layer of roads, and basically burnt those roads into the Landcover classification to add information to our Landcover database. I did that using an either-or conditional statement. And what we did with the previous module was to just simply preview the outputs in real time. So the spatial model processes in real time to a 2D view and showed us the results. We can go ahead and click preview and it will do that. And you can see the results right there. Good to go ahead and turn that off because one thing you can see is it doesn't have attribute information including colors associated to it, and we want to write this out as a file for use elsewhere. So we're going to continue to extend this spatial model. So let's go ahead and our operators list on the right, the data generation, we're going to expand that section of the tree, and we should have a attach attributes operator. Go ahead and left hold on attach attributes and drag it into our model. Drop it up here towards the top. Just going to go ahead and resize these windows a little bit. Use left drag again to move operators around. And one thing I want to do really is the majority of the attributes I need are on the raster input. My original Landcover classification has class names, colors, opacities, and so on already associated with it. We just added a new class, class 10. So the main thing we want to do is from the raster input operator, take those attributes that are on the attribute table port and feed them in to the attach attributes. But in this instance now, let's just reposition this operator. The raster that we're going to attach those attributes to is the one coming out of the conditional statement. So I'm going to left drag from that output port to the raster in port of attached attributes. So now I'm taking my burnt in set of Landcover classification information and attaching onto it the set of attributes coming from the original raster input. We can go ahead and preview that if we want. So one thing that we can show new here is to unplug an existing connector. So if we want to reattach the preview operator that we already have in the model to a different operator, just come over here and unplug it. Just left hold on that port and drag it out and release. And then come down to this raster output and drag it up to the input port of the preview and release. And then on the spatial modeler tab, click on preview. And now we have a set of Landcover information that has the roads burnt in and colors assigned to the classes, which is great. Turn preview off, close that view out, and close the other view as well. Save the symbology. And the last thing we want to do really is create a raster output. So let's go ahead and come back up to the top of the operators listing, and in the favorites we have a raster output operator. Select that and drag it into our model and release. And again, the raster stream coming out of attach attributes is what we want. So connect that to the raster in of the raster output operator. The other input to the raster output operator is the main one that we need is a file name. So let's go ahead and double click raster output to bring up a dialog. We're going to give it an output file name. Let's call it Landcover. We want the data type to be unsigned 8-bit, and we're going to make it a thematic set of information. We'll decide whether to compute pyramids based on our preferences, and we don't need a no data value, so just OK that dialog. And now we can go ahead and simply run the model. Now, rather than preview, which in real time, on the fly, processes the model to a 2D view, run is actually going to go ahead and produce any outputs to disk or to database that might be defined within our spatial model. So click run, and the process is done. So let's go ahead and start a new 2D view. And we come up to our file menu. That Landcover that we just created is on our recent list. So just select it from the recents listing. And there you can see our Landcover classification. In the Raster group of tabs, click on Table and Show Attributes. And the last thing we really want to do is come down here and say the opacity for our road class, class 10, according to the model that we defined in the either or, is going to be opaque. And we're going to give it a color. Let's make it yellow. And there we are. We're done in terms of making our Landcover classification with a burnt-in road class combined into the dataset. So thank you very much. You've seen how to build a basic spatial model. In some future e-training modules, we'll look at other GIS analyses that we can start to build up using the spatial model editor in Erdas, Imagine, and GeoMedia. Thank you very much.